So on an additional workout of importing people in our scene, we need to pay attention of a couple of things. First is you need to convert all the images of the people that like to use in smart objects. And in that sense, once you have smart objects, you can play with the scale without losing the quality of the image. That's the point of using smart objects. And probably if you know this already, you can make changes by clicking double inside of the object. The good thing before you start just on your people into the scene is to have an output image with the boxes with the right size, which will show you just the size and the measure of the people in your scene. If you lose, for example, the feeling of the scale. So if we go to the couple which we use on our escalate, you just need to pick the glass to additional mask what we have in our render element and to make a nice mask on the image. But when you do this by selecting the glass, you see that you need to convert the selection by pressing Ctrl and E to bring the image not above but below the glassing, and the rest you need to cover out with brush on the mask using white color. So this kind of techniques is pretty familiar to these who are working regularly on the post-production and architecture visualization. So I don't want to bother you by repeating these things, but they are really maybe the most important techniques of using in the post-production workflow. I mean, the self-brushing techniques can solve you lots of problems in your project in the scene. So once when you have your mask on it and unlock the image, you can resize it and to bring it in another direction, what I'm doing right now, just to show you how actually the masking is working. Actually, before understanding the mask, you need to exercise by doing this regularly until you're getting the result you and the feeling of what you're doing by using mask on your image. And again, by repeating all the same technique, you can successfully bring people into your scene and always be masking and brushing over. You can actually delete of the areas you don't like to have in your screen. So again, by picking the right selection using the color selection in Photoshop, you're adding the area you would like to cover with the masking, bringing over the color, white for example, if you would like to appear the object or to hide it by painting with the black color. And the same way of using mask is the color adjustment in the final post-production by masking and using color dodge and vivid light. So again, you see, I just need additional simple selection of the area I would like to bring behind the glass and so on by using all the same. Again, you can adjust all the people in your scene. And especially in the exterior projects, the techniques of using masks is very extremely useful. I will say that it's a key stage by the post-production, because except the blending settings and adjustments, you also need to work perfectly with the masking, also with the brushing, and all these processes in one. I mean, there are not more than 5 general stages. Will solve all the things in your post-production work, and if you're in a hurry, you can create lots of great things in your project by using images, but on that things we're covering all the details in another course about post-production workouts. So again, back to our project, you can bring shadows below the objects by using a copy of it and blending it with the black color. Again, masking and brushing it out with the black color until you hide the areas you don't like to have. And repeating all the same again and again, you can adjust and bring all the additional details in the desirable direction, the right places. You see, here we need to cut off and to hide that what we render, because the perspective itself doesn't cover in the right way, and you can simply use the stamp tool and bring it over until this disappears. This is another technique for hiding objects you don't like to have in your scene. And again, these both guys I need to bring behind the glass by using the render elements color, making the nice clean selection, bring it to the right position, masking it and breaking it out with the color. And always bear in mind the white will bring the image and start to appear, and the black will cover and actually it will delete the image behind the mask. And the using mask is the best way of bringing correction back and forward without losing something in your scene. So thanks for watching, and feel free to give us questions and your feedbacks. Subscribe to our channel and everywhere in the social world